everything that works in your life, in the field that works the best, like say a gym, or you can say like podcasting or business or finance, everything that works really well, the principles that work in every other field are absolutely the same. Consistency, being open, asking for questions, asking for help.
Hi, my name's Eddie and I'm here at HackConf 2019 in Sofia, Bulgaria. And it's been an amazing day. It's still early on, but wonderful day. People have been so welcoming, all keen to talk and share what they've learned, what they want to learn this weekend. The venue is massive. It's really spacious. It's really clean. So it's been a really good event. Everyone's been really friendly. They've really enjoyed the event. And they've made a real big effort to have gluten-free snacks, to cater for everyone's needs. I highly recommend coming to this conference. We've still got another day and a half to go. We're the Dashboard Hub team are really excited to talk to more people, see how it's gone, and hear how everyone's enjoyed the event. Hi, my name's Eddie, and we're here at HackConf 2019 in Sofia, Bulgaria. And we've had an amazing weekend, and I have the amazing Georgie with me. And I say he's amazing because he's got an awesome podcast. I'm going to let him intro it because I won't do it justice. Please tell us about your podcast and tell us how you got into it and why you got into it and where you've got to, because I know you got some exciting news recently.
Hi guys, my name is Georgie, easier for the British. So I'm a Bulgarian. I've lived in the UK, I've lived in Germany, and 3.5 years ago, I decided to create my own podcast. I decided to create my own podcast because the podcasts helped me a lot. So I was thinking, okay, there are no podcasts that people can listen to and see good examples of people succeeding in life, succeeding in various fields, in causes, businesses, anything. Basically, anything that can be inspirational, can help someone change his life or find something interesting or something that he's passionate about, so he can do it. I started 3.5 years ago, basically with my phone and a guest, just like we're recording here, but without all these like really cool technique. And I started testing it because for me the most important thing after courage, after like the decision of doing it, is like, let's test it, let's see how it works, if it works at all. And it worked out pretty well, and I started bootstrapping it. I was going to my regular job 9 to 5, or I was basically doing shifts and then recording the podcasts and doing everything else in my life. Last year, I was in Hamburg, Germany, I was part of Lufthansa Technik in Hamburg. And I was thinking, okay, why am I here? What am I doing here? Do I want to look like all the people here in 20 years? Because environment changes you in every single way. A good environment can lift you up. Bad environment can just like bring you to your knees and you stay there forever.
Absolutely.
And I decided, okay, if I don't quit now, if I don't say, okay, enough is enough and I want to try my own project, I am going to be like sorry forever. And I quit and came back home with a bit of a savings. Of course, I'm not like that risky. It's not about being a risky player when you check something if it works out. You need to have a small safety net, like your rent in like 6 months or something like that. Yeah. And things started working out quite well. I have one very important like golden nugget here. For me, it comes from the book The One Thing with Gary Keller. There's the focusing question, and it says, what is the thing that by doing it, everything else will become unnecessary or way easier? And my answer was the next episode of the podcast, because every Tuesday I air a new episode, and it basically, the content started piling up and people started hearing from their friends. And I invited Rado from Hack, the guy that is behind the conference, with his amazing team. And they, for example, inspired other people to listen to. And it started piling up. And last Thursday, I signed up my first sponsorship deal.
Woo!
Which is amazing. I've never thought that I'm going to get a sponsorship in 3.5 years. I was thinking, yeah, at some point, maybe, but I never knew when. So it's not about I'm pushing towards this. I just wanted to do something that I like. And at some point, it grew organically. And now I'm here with you, getting content, talking to people. For me, like, the communication is extremely important. and it works like a charm. I don't feel like I'm working, but it's like Saturday and Sunday, and I feel like I'm having such a great time meeting amazing people. Some of my listeners you've already interviewed, like Anton, Teddy, Yusuf. There are a lot of people that know about the Superhuman podcast. It's currently just disclaimer, only in Bulgarian for now,
But we're going to put pressure on him to do it in English.
because it's I want to inspire the people around me that such events here and such environment can lift them up and make them better and make them believe in themselves, because IHA can do it for like, so I think it's the fifth or sixth year. So why can't you do something like this?
Absolutely.
Why can't you do conference about like goal setting or whatever like really you really like doing? The personal example is the only thing that really inspires people, because people don't want to hear advices. They want to hear stories. And when they hear stories, they say, okay, I pick this up, I cherry pick this one, there's a golden nugget there, this book sounds really interesting, I'm going to go for it. And you change the people's lives creating such content. It works amazingly well, because you don't push no one to do anything that they don't want to do. Hopefully now, having the sponsorship behind me, like giving me sustainable way to grow, I can go into, why not going global, going video,
Absolutely.
stuff like
Absolutely.
this.
Yes, sounds
But
good.
I started with the smallest thing that I can do. It is the audio, goes here, you listen to it, and then I have the audience now that I can say, hey guys, big news, we're going live on video, we're going on a video, and people are going to love it because they've been expecting this for a long time. Some people are going to stick to the phone, others are going to go to YouTube or Twitch or wherever. And the most important thing is changing people's lives in a positive way, like giving them value, sharing stories. Like, for example, I've already invited you to come to my podcast next year. I have one episode in English at the moment, but
We'll make it two.
hopefully next year I'll have more. The idea is that if you share your story about how you found your passion about doing the videos and open source projects and IT and stuff, people are going to say, hey, this sounds really good, this is really interesting. Oh, this book helped him. Oh, this course helped him.
Yeah.
So, oh, this traveling to like Thailand or somewhere else helped him in a way, because people find answers in the smallest details. You don't think about this, but that's why my podcasts are like 1 hour and 1.5 hours, which is we're going deep. Like, why did you decide to do something? What made you do it? And what did you learn from it?
And do you edit the podcast, or do you keep it raw?
I keep it as authentic as possible. I don't cut like 2 or 3 or 5 minutes of it because I don't think it's valuable. I keep all the content that's not like a noise or coughing, or I even keep the pauses, because sometimes I ask deep questions and people are like, and this silence makes other people realize that the question is really deep and it hits somewhere. And this makes it really authentic and real. Because people are tired of like watching the news with fake people giving answers questions. I like feeling that the people that are listening to us like standing around us, just listening to us, being part of the conversation, like not direct, indirect, but still they're there listening. And it really feels like this.
I think you've answered so many of my questions. Though it's brilliant. You're obviously a natural at this, and it's great that you've got this podcast and you're so passionate about it, and now you've got your first sponsorship deal. I mean, that's just amazing.
It is.
It's the first one I understand. It's always the hardest, and so it will snowball from there. So now it's sustainable. I remember you saying,
Yeah,
sustainable?
it is.
And so, are you working somewhere else, or are you going to reduce that, or are you going to continue?
When I was leaving Germany, another thing really helped me speed up the decision. It was an invitation from a friend of mine to create a online fitness business together. We did, and it started working pretty well, which was bringing my cash for the last year and a half, which was making me secure and feel safe. And it's important, because otherwise you're worried, anxious. You start worrying about things that you should not be worried about, which is living, food, shelter, stuff like that. Right now, I'm going to keep working on these two things because they both have something that I have as a value in me. and it is helping others. Like making an impact on other people's lives in a way, are they going to get in like shape, but not at any cost. For me, everything in both projects, nothing comes with pushing other people. Everything comes organically, authentically, slowly, in your own pace. Some people can lose like 15 kilos in 3 months. No worries, no problem for them. Some people can only lose 4. But this is a huge step for them because they've never lost like that much weight in like such short period.
I guess it's about taking the next step, making an improvement. Doesn't matter for some one person, it might be big, but it might not be big for them, but
Yeah.
for someone else, it might be big. That's why I really like it when other content creators say, don't compare yourself to other people. You don't know if they've got a team behind them, you don't know anything. As long as you're growing and you're getting better and making an improvement, that's all that counts. And I
Compare
think that's
yourself to your yesterday's
Exactly.
self. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. I'm thinking that 3.5 years in, I've already been so better in like much better in what I do. Even like talking, the words that I use,
Yeah.
and everything else. It comes naturally because I've been through this experience. And when people try stuff, they learn stuff. And this is the most important lesson. Even if you fail, just learn what you did wrong and do it better next time. If you cannot lose weight, then just look into what are the components there. And probably one of them, or like more than one, is going wrong, and you can fix it, and everything is going to suit quite well altogether.
It's interesting how we can relate the health or the sport to the content creation to also coding. So when I interview a lot of people hiring for my clients, and when I interview them, I say, I want to look at your code on GitHub, open source from a few months ago. It's not very good. I'm like, I don't care. I just want to know that your code today is better than it was 3 months ago. Doesn't matter if it's better than mine, worse than mine, doesn't really matter. And it worries me when I go back in someone's code and their code today is the same, or go back 2 years and the code is the same. I think, well, you haven't learned anything, because even I look at my code from a month ago and I think, who wrote this? And I look at the Git blame and it says, oh, it's Eddie. I'm like, damn it. But I've obviously learned something new and I would make it better and improve it. So I think it's always about moving forward. I've seen my content, been going for about 1.5 years now, and my content from the way I speak, the way I've still got lots of improvements to make on that, but I'm still improving. I can look back and really see improvement with the way I articulate myself, the way I ask my questions, the way I record the video, the way I edit the videos. Yes, and now I have a video editor, which helps a lot as well. Some of the videos I still like to edit because I still enjoy that creative outlet. So the video I did on social this morning from yesterday, I couldn't upload like 1 terabyte of video last night. So I edited it myself. I really do enjoy those sorts of things.
So people are thinking, when they start something like content creation, they're thinking that they need to learn to do everything by themselves. It's not true. What I did, the first thing was, I know a friend of mine who's producing music. I called him, say, hey, I'm going to record a podcast. Would you be able to help me so we can edit it and it's going to work like properly? Sounds like a professional enough. And he's like so fine with doing music and doing such audio stuff. And I'm so fine in meeting people, and I have the pleasure from it, like you just said, from editing. But I don't like editing. I just like meeting people and talking to them. That's why I try to look for people, and I'm sure that you guys have so many friends around you that are good in stuff and they like doing it that you're not good at. So you don't need to do everything. Just ask them if they can help you. In the beginning, no one from my team was earning anything, like nothing. And this guy, because he's like the technical guy, I told him, okay, listen, now we have Patreons, we have this sponsorship deal. How much would you want? And he said, I'm not taking a dime from you because I like being part of the project. And it's not about me insisting, it's about him feeling that something is more valuable than monetization. But yeah, I'm finding other ways to thank these people because their contribution is huge. I would have never been here with you if it was just for me doing everything. No way.
Yeah, it doesn't scale. And I think
No.
you highlighted a really good point that when you want to add people to your team, paid or unpaid, that's irrelevant. But in terms of the people and their skills, you want them to complement you, as in have skills that you or I don't have. And I think that's really important. When I do interviews again for my clients, they say, get somebody who's like you. I'm like, no, I don't want a clone of myself. Like, if I could clone you, I would. That's the dumbest thing ever, because you just get the same result just 5 times. I want different results, right? I want someone to come up with a different idea, someone to maybe focus on more testing than development or focus on documentation. we all do the same thing, but their focus or their passion is ever so slightly different, or their skill slightly different, because then you complement each other and you deliver something so much better.
Yeah, Alex yesterday, Alex Popov, the site lead from Uber Engineering in Sofia, he was doing his talk on the best leader is the useless leader, and about servant leadership. And he was saying there are guys that are very good in stuff that they are not doing at the moment in your teams. Just find what they're good at and just support them, help them so they can grow. And instead of people doing stuff that they don't like doing, just find people that like to do the stuff that others don't like doing.
I completely agree with this. I worked on a team previously, and the project manager was always really keen on, you're a tester, you only do testing, like pigeonhole people. But if they had downtime, they say, I want to get involved in documentation, I have an afternoon free.
Yeah.
No, you're a tester, you stick with that. And so we ended up changing it that we didn't have titles, no junior, no senior, no tester, no developer. You were a team member. You contribute and add value. And if people add value in an area that, like you said, they're passionate about and they want to grow in it, they're going to, what they do in their time they have, no matter 2 hours or 8 hours, they're going to make it really efficient. It's going to be a high quality, and they're going to welcome constructive feedback to improve it even further next time. And that's how we excelled. I mean, I remember when we got audited, they said, wow, so we estimate you have 2 documenters, 5 testers, 10 developers. Like, no, a team of 5 people. We're all doing everything, but we mold as we need to. So we all were a mixture, but we were all, I guess, like I said, team members, and we all added value. And that really opened my eyes to let people contribute where they can.
For me, important bit here is that when people see that they're valuable to a thing, they raise their impact because they know why it is important what they do. It's not about you go and like test code. You cure your creativity. You're like, you don't understand what you're doing. One of my most important lessons from my corporate career is a colleague of mine came just like a few weeks before I leave. He said, Georgi, you're the only person that came to me to explain how I do reporting and told me why do I do it and how can I fix it and how can I create it. Because others like, this is the report, this is how you use it, boom. I was like, and I went there and said, this cell creates the value that's coming from there, and you can use this formula. If it breaks, you do this and that. And he understood, and he basically took charge of this project. He owned it, and it's not like, yeah, you do this and this and this. We are not manufacturing plant.
Yeah.
And one thing that I want to say is that everything that works in your life, in the field that works the best, like say a gym, or you can say like podcasting or business or finance, everything that works really well, the principles that work in every other field are absolutely the same. Consistency, being open, asking for questions, asking for help. Like people are like, I'm not asking for help because people are going to think that I'm weak. You're not fucking weak. You're empowering others by saying, hey, I don't know how to do it. Teach me, show me. Like you give them so much value in themselves, and you say, I have value as a specialist, as a coder, as a tester. I don't need to know everything. I don't care. My phone knows everything. I don't need to know it.
And I think even if we try to know everything, it's not possible. And so when I meet people, they say, oh, I know, or I interview people, they say, I know everything. They're clearly trying to make up for something, and they probably know a lot less. Because yes, you could be an expert in 1 or 2 areas, and you can be aware of other areas.
Which is different.
Yes. You know where to look on your phone, or know what to Google, what it's called, or know who to ask in your network, which I think again is really important.
Content creation is a lot about marketing. So what I did a course there's a facility and where they build programmers. But by the way, I also tried programming. My logical thinking works quite well, but at some point I just decided that I don't want to spend years and years of like getting syntaxes and how to code. I just wanted to do other stuff, like work with people. But I tried it, and it helped me to see where I want to go. I also tried marketing, but I didn't go for marketing to be a perfect marketer and create my own digital agency. I went there to understand how marketing works. I take the easiest thing that I can apply to my podcast and help it grow and understand when I'm looking for a email marketing guy, or I'm looking for SEO guy, or someone else that's really special in his field and knows and likes what he's doing. I know what I'm looking for. this is like the broad knowledge, like understanding cooking. Like everyone can get a salad and get some meat and eggs. I mean, this is good enough for someone. For me, it's absolutely fine. I can live on that. But it doesn't mean that you need to become a chef. So small knowledge from other fields of interest can help you a lot.
Do you want to say a few of the topics in your podcast, like some titles?
Yeah. The podcast has a lot of people that are in different fields. They're working in different fields. Sports people, writers. In Bulgaria, it's very hard to become a professional writer because the market is very small. Therefore, we don't have like Stephen Kings and such writers, unfortunately. But some of the writers are doing it because they love to, and they have their other like side jobs. Tech guys, ITs, a lot of like good IT specialists here. One of my favorite episodes are with two people that you guys might know. The CEO of Imaga and the founder. Imaga is object recognition software.
Okay.
So like one of the best three best in the world. These guys are based here in Sofia. The other guy is he's called Georgi Kadrev, and the other guy is called Momchil Kyrkchev. He is the co-founder of Limplom. Limplom are marketing tool that's working inside the applications. It basically customizes your marketing. There's like dynamic marketing in Tinder, in TED, in apps like this.
Wow.
And they're based in the Silicon Valley, but they have an office in Sofia. These guys have been raised in the same city outside Sofia and took their own paths, and both of them are extremely successful, and I'm very happy that I have met them and then I've told their stories, because people in Bulgaria don't know about the really successful people, because in the media no one talks about them.
Sure.
In the media, people are talking about the very, very, very large companies, like the petroleum companies and all this stuff, and the politicians. And these guys, the IT guys, are making the difference. The conference here is here because we have a lot of software guys. Alex from Uber said that they want to build a 300 people team in Sofia. 300 people. VMware have more than 800. VMware. There are a lot of developers here, and there are a lot of software companies here, and they're good. And this means that we need to keep helping them. So the kids coming out of high school are like, okay, I'm going to go to Netherlands or to Germany and teach, study coding or study AI or machine learning and get better, come back, contribute. I just been to a presentation about AI from a doctor in machine learning, Svetlin. He's amazing. I've never heard of him. He worked for 5AI, one of the biggest autonomous cars companies in the world, I think. And I didn't know about him until yesterday when I met him. We need to tell Bulgaria about them, because the kids need to have a proper example of successful people with good values and great skills, not about people that are just we call them paratroopers, like people that are just dropped somewhere to do something that they're not good at.
Do you want people to be creative and work to the area they're passionate about? I think it's one of those, what do you call it? If you're passionate about something, you usually get better at it, and then you get better at it, so you get more passionate about it. And I think I've seen it with my YouTube channel and my open source contributions compared to some other friends. They're saying, oh, open source, I don't see so much value. I want to give back when I get time. But when I get time, never happens. They want to do YouTube videos, but when they get time, again, never happens. But because I've grown over the last year and a half, very recently past 10,000 subscribers.
Awesome, congrats.
Thank you very much. I want to do it more and more. So now, actually, at the moment, my video editor, Alona, who's watching this, has probably got a backlog of over 20, 25 videos to do.
Do you know why does this happen?
I think when we see results, so when you go to the gym,
This is it.
If you see some improvement,
This
you're going to go
is it.
more.
This is it. Nothing is more motivational than results.
Yeah.
Like when you do something and you see, oh, it's growing, and it's like, even if it's your biceps or your podcast, it's the same thing. You're like, okay, this means that I'm getting better. More people like it. This gives you this internal satisfaction that it was worth it because you are becoming better. Some people don't see it because they chase someone else's dreams.
Yes.
They're like, okay, everyone is coding, so I'm going to become a coder too. Or everyone is doing something else and I'm going to do it too. Okay, try it. It might not be your thing, just try it. And then when you see results, you'll be like, all right, I like it. Do you know what I did? There are two ways when you create content. First way, to think about monetization in the beginning, or while you're doing it, you think about monetization. So there are two ways. You can go parallel. But imagine me going to Hacksoft in the first, after the first, second, third episode and say, hey guys, I'm doing this very cool podcast. Do you want to support me? 3 episodes.
Yeah, and that will demotivate you. It'll get worse,
It
right?
will, because
Yes.
it's going to be no and no and no
And it
and
gets
no.
worse.
So what I did, I was like, okay, do I like doing it? Yes. Would I like to continue creating content? Yes. Would I need to become better? So this means that I'm going to keep repeating what I'm doing? Yes. So, okay, I don't care about monetization. I don't care about business models. I care about building good content and building a better speaker and a host. And this is what I was focused on for 2 years. I knew in the beginning there's no way I should not waste my time and energy to receive no's. I just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And at some point in the second year, there was some medias approached me. Hey, would you like to come to our morning show or come to our radio, say a few words about your project? Gladly. And then it explodes. It grows so much. So this is, you need to preserve your energy and put it in the right places. Very quick disclaimer: working only on your passion is not a good idea. I mean, of course, if you have a job, don't quit it just to follow your passion. Just find a way to improve yourself in your passion. By doing it, your passion will give value to someone else. And if this thing starts happening, some people are going to give you back, because giving without asking for like some to receive something back is going to give you back energy or some like opportunities at some point. You never know when. So for me, it was 3.5 years. But my patronage last year when I started, I was like, no one supports this thing in Bulgaria. Like no one gives, like, does Patreon pledges in Bulgaria. Oh boy, I have 71 on Patreon right now. 71 people. It's for me, it's a huge deal.
It's big, yeah.
I don't know. Some people are going to be like, 71 people, $5 a month. That's nothing. I don't care. For me, this means that I'm doing the right thing.
Exactly.
Everything
71
validation.
people. Yes, exactly. 71 people. You have many more people that believe in you, but you have 71 people that are putting their money to it.
Yeah, putting their money where their worth is. Because some people are like, okay, I'm going to make a short survey to see if my idea is good. They're asking not the correct people. I mean, even if I have 70 people that are placing their money where like their words are, I can ask them, because they're the check writers. Hey guys, do you like my book? Do you like what I'm producing now? I'm going to produce something that's going to give you value. Do you like it? How can I improve it? And they're really committed, because payment is taking responsibility for your actions, like paying it.
Absolutely.
If you don't pay, you don't pay attention.
Absolutely. I think it's just so important that you said about work on your passion and don't just drop everything. Wait till it gets that momentum.
Yeah.
And because if
absolutely.
it fails, then you're kind of you lose your passion, not just in that, but in everything else. I think that's important.
Yeah, it is. It is. By the way, if there are any Bulgarians listening right now or watching right now, I would really like you guys to drop me a message.
Drop me a
and
message.
to follow the Superhuman podcast, Свръхчовекът с Георги Ненов in Bulgarian.
We will put a link below in the
Spotify,
video as well.
Awesome. And when I start doing my English episodes, I'm going to drop you a message as well, so we can do something online, like Zoom or Skype or whatever.
Sounds good. And just for the record, he did say when, not if. So it's when. I'm holding you to it.
I never say if. I never say if. For me, it's like it's going to happen at some point. I don't put my pressure on me, just saying in 3 months or 5 months. I don't care. It's going to inevitably come, because I'm heading in that direction. So there's no pressure on me. Everything works organically and in its own time, as I said. Like we're doing it now.
Yeah, it sounds good. Georgie, thank you so much for joining me on my channel, and it's amazing to meet you at HackConf. When I got the invite and I saw you were next to me, you were sharing this space, I was really excited because we get to meet someone else who's passionate about content creation, and to learn more about your journey, more about how successful you've been is inspiring to me and hopefully inspiring to everyone else watching.
Yeah, guys, follow your dreams, identify your dreams first, and don't stop. Don't stop. This is the only thing that I'm going to give you as an advice. Good luck in your endeavors.
Let's do it. Awesome.
See ya.
Cool. So much good content there. I was just like,
It's like a Gary Vee video. Yeah.
Gary Vee, watch out for this guy. He's coming to get you.